Hey, church family, I hope you all are doing well. I'm so excited that I get to share a word with you this morning from Acts 24. I think God has a really good word for us. So as we've seen in Acts chapter 22 and 23, Paul has been on trial for a long time for his testimony. In Acts 22, we saw him against the mob in Jerusalem. In Acts 23, we saw him against the Sanhedrin, and even further than that, there was a plot to kill him. And then we're going to see next in chapter 25, he's going to be all the way up against King Agrippa. But here in chapter 24, he's brought against the governor Felix. And to state his case against the Sanhedrin and against the Jews, that he's been an agitator and a plague to the Jewish people, Paul states his testimony and his witness to Jesus Christ. And so Felix sends him away, but then brings him back with his wife to hear more about Jesus and faith in Jesus, which shows us that he has interest in it. He wants to hear more about it. And here we're going to be in verses 24 and 25 of chapter 24, which say, "Several days later, when Felix came with his wife, who was Jewish, he sent for Paul and listened to him on the subject of faith in Christ Jesus. Now, as he spoke about righteousness, self-control, and the judgment to come, Felix became afraid and replied, 'Leave for now, but when I have an opportunity, I'll call for you.'" So what this tells me is that not only was Felix very interested in hearing more about the way, as it was stated and as it was described earlier in the chapter, but he became convicted. He became convicted about his lifestyle, about his morality, and he became afraid of divine judgment, of what God was going to do and how God was going to punish him. But what that tells me for our lives today is that we have a choice. And we have a decision to make when it comes to our faith in Jesus and the gospel. Now, it could be the first time hearing the gospel, and obviously you have a decision to make there. Or maybe you're like me, and you made that decision, you prayed that prayer a long time ago. But every day we are faced with a choice to either follow Jesus or not. It's not just one prayer that we prayed a long time ago, and it's not just a one-time decision that sets us straight for the rest of our lives. Every day we are faced with the decision to either put our faith in Jesus, to live like Jesus called us to live, to love others like Jesus called us to love others, or don't do it. And that is a clear indicator of how strong our faith is. So I want to challenge us today, including myself, that when we are faced with the choice to either follow Jesus or not when we wake up in the morning, that we don't act like Governor Felix and become afraid of God's punishment, but instead we place our faith and our trust in the grace of Jesus that was displayed on the cross. And we say, I'm going to persevere and I'm going to strive on to live like Jesus called me to live, knowing that there's a greater crown and a greater reward in heaven for my perseverance here. I hope you all have a great day and a great week, and I can't wait to see you all soon.